Let's get straight to it. Number 10, the Golden Handcuffs. Paid enough to stay, but not enough to actually live. And that's exactly how they designed it. Your salary covers the bills, leaves a little left over for takeout, maybe a small vacation once a year. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just enough to keep you from leaving. That's the Golden Handcuffs. You're not locked in by chains. You're locked in by a paycheck that's just comfortable enough to make you hesitate. Companies know this. They design compensation packages to create exactly this effect. A 3% raise every year. A decent health plan. Maybe a 401k match. It's not generosity. It's a retention strategy. You're not staying because you love the work. You're staying because the alternative looks terrifying. Most people don't even realize they're wearing them. They think they're choosing to stay. They're not. They've been carefully, quietly trapped. Number 9, the sunk cost fallacy. You've been at this job for 5 years, maybe 10. You've put in the time, the energy, the late nights. You've built relationships, mastered the systems, survived the reorganizations. You've invested too much to walk away now. That's your brain lying to you. The sunk cost fallacy is a cognitive bias that makes you cling to something because of what you've already put into it, even when it's clearly not working. The time is already gone. You can't get it back. The only question is whether staying makes sense from today forward. But your brain doesn't see it that way. It sees the years you've invested and panics at the thought of wasting them. So you stay. You stay because you've already stayed too long. That's the trap. You can't change the past, but you can stop letting it control your future. The time you've spent is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is what you do with the time you still have. Number 8, fear of starting over. You don't know what else to do. You've been doing this job for so long that it's become your identity. You're not just an accountant, a teacher, a salesperson. You are the job. The thought of starting over in a new industry, a new role, a new city, feels like falling off a cliff. Your brain interprets the unknown as a threat. It's a survival mechanism. The familiar is safe, even when it's miserable. The unknown is dangerous, even when it could be better. So you stay where you are, because at least you know what to expect. You know the politics, the personalities, the passive-aggressive emails. You know the routine. You know the misery. And that's the problem. Your brain prefers the misery it knows over the possibility of something better. It's called the status quo bias, and it's the reason most people stay in jobs they hate for years. They're not choosing to stay. They're choosing the comfort of the familiar. And that comfort is a lie. Number 7, your job is your identity. When someone asks what you do, you don't say, I manage spreadsheets. You say, I'm an accountant. Your job isn't just what you do. It's who you are. You've tied your identity to your title, your salary, your company. Leaving means not just changing jobs. It means changing who you are. That's terrifying. Your brain has built an entire self-concept around your career. Your worth is measured by your performance, your promotions, your paycheck. And if you leave, you're not just losing a job. You're losing a piece of yourself. So you stay, even when the work drains you, even when the culture is toxic, even when you come home every day feeling empty, because at least you know who you are. And that's a hell of a thing to give up. Number 6, the comfort zone trap. Your job is comfortable, not happy, comfortable. You know the routines, the shortcuts, the people. You know exactly how much effort to put in to avoid getting fired. You've optimized for mediocrity. It's not a bad thing. It's a survival thing. Your brain is wired to conserve energy. It prefers the path of least resistance. The path, the path that doesn't require you to learn, to struggle, to fail. Leaving your job means stepping into the unknown. It means learning new systems, new people, new expectations. It means being the new guy again. And your brain hates being the new guy. The comfort zone is warm. It's familiar. It's also a cage. You don't realize it's a cage because you've been in it so long. But it's still a cage. And you're the one who locked the door. Number 5, social pressure. What will people think? It's a question that haunts almost everyone who wants to leave a job. Your family, your friends, your colleagues. They all have expectations. They all have opinions. And you don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to be the person who quit their stable job to follow their passion. You don't want to be the cautionary tale. So you stay. You stay because the judgment of others feels heavier than your own unhappiness. You stay because you're afraid of being seen as a failure, a quitter, someone who couldn't hack it. But here's the thing. The people who matter won't judge you. And the people who judge you don't matter. The only opinion that counts is yours. And you're the one who has to live with your choices. Number 4, financial fear. You need the money. It's the most honest reason people stay. You have bills, rent, a family, a mortgage, student loans. You can't just quit and hope for the best. And that's fair. That's real. But here's the problem. You've convinced yourself that you can't afford to leave. You haven't actually done the math. You don't know what your expenses really are. You haven't calculated what you could earn somewhere else. You've just assumed you're stuck. Most people are making more money than they think they need, and spending more money than they think they should. The numbers are usually better than you expect. But you haven't looked because you're afraid of what you'll find. So you stay because it's easier to believe you're trapped than to actually check. Number 3, lack of options. You don't know what else to do. You've been in this industry for so long that you've forgotten there are other industries. You don't know what you're qualified for. You don't know what you'd even enjoy. So you stay because you have no plan. That's not a lack of options. That's a lack of research. There are millions of jobs out there. You just haven't looked. You haven't updated your resume. You haven't networked. You haven't even Googled what else you could do. You've just assumed the answer is nothing. And that assumption is keeping you stuck. The first step isn't quitting. It's exploring. It's spending 30 minutes a day looking at job boards, reading about other industries, talking to people who do different things. The options exist. You just haven't found them yet. Number 2, fear of failure. What if you leave and you fail? What if you can't find another job? What if you hate the next one too? The fear of failure is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. It keeps people stuck in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and lives they don't want. Your brain is wired to avoid pain. It doesn't care about your potential. It cares about your safety. So it tells you to stay where you are, because the pain of failing is worse than the pain of staying. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning. Every successful person has failed, multiple times. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who keep going. The only real failure is staying in a job that makes you miserable because you're afraid to try something else. That's the real loss. Number 1, learned helplessness. You've been told your whole life that you can't change your circumstances. Your parents told you. Your teachers told you. Your boss told you. And eventually you started to believe it. That's learned helplessness. It's the psychological condition where you stop trying because you've been conditioned to believe your efforts don't matter. You've given up before you've even started. You don't look for other jobs because you assume there are none. You don't ask for a raise because you assume you'll be denied. You don't even complain because you assume nothing will change. You've become passive, complacent, broken. And the worst part, you don't even realize it's happening. You think you're being realistic. You're not. You're being conditioned. The system wants you to believe you have no power. Because if you realized you had power, you might actually use it. And that's the one thing they're terrified of. Because if you realized you had power, you'd stop being a passenger in your own life. And they need you to stay right where you are. That's it for this video. More on the way. Subscribe to catch them.